We are just days away from SummerSlam in Cleveland. Here in Los Angeles, we welcome SR to SC. He is the visionary. He is the architect. He is the law come Saturday.
That's right.
Pride of Davenport, Iowa. And most importantly, to me, a fellow Bears fan. Seth
Yes,
Rollins.
sir.
Seth Freakin Rollins, excuse
Thank you,
me, sir.
Don't forget the middle name.
I cannot ever. How we living?
Living good, man. Living large. Feeling great.
SummerSlam, third longest running pay-per-view in the WWE universe. It's a big deal.
Big deal.
And it's a loaded card, and a strong argument can be made that the most anticipated match is the one without a belt or a title attached to it. It's the one you're smack dab in the middle of as a special guest referee, CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. That is a lot of hatred in one squared circle.
Yeah, I don't like Drew. I don't like Punk. Punk doesn't like Drew, doesn't like me. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of tension between the three of us. It's going down Saturday, Cleveland, SummerSlam. I'm going to have my my stripes on, a little preview tonight. I'm rocking the zebra all week long in preparation. I got to get the mind right. So I'm going to get the clothes right, the fashion right, going to get the mind right. I'm going to call it right down the middle. Going to let these two slug it out. May the best man win.
If you know one thing about Seth Freakin Rollins, you know that the fits are always on point. We'll get to that in a moment. Right. How do you dial up your objectivity as a referee when there's so much animosity? Can you do that?
You know, I can, because I hate them both equally. Right?
Equal opportunity hater.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I want them both to suffer the exact same amount. So I'm going to do my best to work that out. It's going to be up to them, you know, who's going to pin who's going to make who tap out. We'll get to all that. But I'm going to be there to make sure they beat the crap out of each other, and the people in Cleveland are going to love it.
How would you describe your officiating style? Like, if you're NBA, are you Scott Foster, like heavily involved, or are you more NFL Ed Hockley, just admired for physique?
Hockley was going to be my go-to. You stole my reference. He was going to be my guy, man. I was going to go. I got a whole get up for Saturday. I'm ready to go. I was like, yeah, I'm going to get my pump on. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to throw that flag. I'm going to Hockley it up.
Okay. When you think of, when our generation thinks of SummerSlam and special guest referee, I think the first thought is 27 years ago, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, and The Undertaker. And he was a factor in that match. Do you anticipate you being as involved as the Heartbreak Kid was?
I mean, I hope not. The goal is not to be. Now, we got to understand the reason I'm in this position is because neither Drew nor Punk could contain themselves in the lead up to this.
Animals.
Yeah, there was too much going on. No referee wanted to be a part of it. The match wasn't going to get sanctioned until I stepped in and said, hey, I can throw on the ref shirt. I'll give it a shot. I've never done it. First time in my career. I've never at any level been a special guest referee, so I'm very excited to see what it's going to be like out there. And like you said, this is without a doubt the most anticipated match of the card, my opinion.
Well, it's interesting if you look through history, that what happened in SummerSlam '97, that was a pivotal pay-per-view because it sort of got the wheels spinning for the formation of Generation X.
Yeah.
And it's hard to believe that we're more than 10 years removed from one of the more pivotal points in modern wrestling history when you broke from the Shield and joined from the Authority. Have you ever sat down and thought about the paths that were paved by that one decision that was announced was the steel chair?
Yeah, I have, you know, and I've been asked about it a lot. Obviously, I think that's like the one thing that if you're a fan of Seth Rollins or The Shield or Jon Moxley, Roman Reigns, I think that's the one thing that kind of sits with you over the course of the last, 10 years, essentially. And I get asked about it all the time, and I've thought about it. Would you go back? Would you change it? Would you do something different? And my answer is unequivocally no. I wouldn't, because where we're at now, the business as a whole is healthier than it's ever been. And that moment in time is what shifted everything. That's what put us all on our separate paths. And our goal in the beginning was to run the show, to run the business, to change it, to make it better. And here we are a decade later, and I dare say it was accomplished with the swing of that steel chair.
It still resonates throughout history. I buried the lead, our lead anyway. Again, fellow Bears fans, Seth Rollins and myself. So where are you at emotionally? Well, let me scratch that. We're Bears fans. We're dead inside. There's nothing emotionally left. Where are you at in terms of optimism as we enter the Caleb Williams era?
We have lost 0 games.
That's right.
We have lost 0 games this season. We drafted a quarterback #1 overall. We made great moves in free agency. I hate people that say we like we're a part of the team, but I can't help myself, man.
We don't play.
Yeah, optimism is very high for the Bears team this year. Playing in a tough division, NFC North, no joke. Obviously, the Packers came on strong at the end of last year, and then you got the Lions. And the Vikings are no joke. Got to play them twice this year, too. So I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it. I want to see playoffs. I want to see postseason ball, man.
Okay, so you have CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and the Packers. Where does Green Bay fall in your hatred hierarchy?
I mean, I've hated them longer.
Yeah.
So they're number one.
You have to
They're
be.
top of the top.
Okay.
We were just in Green Bay a few weeks ago for Raw, and it pained me to be there.
Like, I didn't want to be here.
No, I didn't.
Something just came to me football-wise. Here, Seth Rollins, WWE Universe clashing with ESPN, Pat McAfee.
Pat Mac.
Yeah.
My guy.
So you being a diehard Iowa Hawkeye fan and Pat Mac being for the brand, do you guys kind of marvel together about punting? just connect.
Yeah, I mean, it all kind of comes together because the Bears drafted Torrey Taylor.
Yeah, that's right.
I was just remarking in the green room about how that's a secret weapon, man. That's a field position. That's a game changer. So, yeah, I think Pat texted me or DM'd me when the Bears picked Taylor late in the draft and was like, that's your guy. That could be your MVP next year. So, yes, Pat is he's one of a kind.
And however big a lightning rod people think punting is to Iowa, Caitlin Clark is that times... It's to the nth degree.
Oh, yeah.
How has she shifted the sports landscape from your eyes, being a sports entertainer yourself?
Oh, I mean, it's unbelievable what she's done for the sport of basketball for women. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, I'm a Bulls fan as well, so I don't want to get blasphemous here, but I mean, it's Jordan-esque. I mean, she's changed the game. I'm not saying anybody's as good as Michael Jordan, but like from an optics perspective, the amount of eyes she's put on the sport has been incredible. And it's not just her, absolutely not. It's a class of women and girls that have paved the way for years and years and years. But she's the focal point right now, and it's amazing to see and very proud. Like I said earlier, Iowa men, there's not a lot of us, but we stick together, man.
Yeah, Iowans, by the way, outnumbered 7-3 in terms of people to pigs. That's a topic for another day. Last question for you. Talked about your fashion. We can clearly see it. People are curious how Seth Freakin Rollins is going to marry his fashion sense with the official's uniform come Saturday at SummerSlam.
That's a surprise. And I could tell you.
I was trying to get it out of you.
I could tell you, but then I'd have to, and we don't want that.
I don't want my head through the dirt.
You don't want your head in the dirt. That's for Punk. That's for Drew. That's not for you.
Thank you.
You got to tune in on Saturday to see. That's the only way. And if you saw Monday, we had a little bit of a lead-in there with it. That's a bit of an appetizer. But the main course, I'm cooking something up. And I've had a lot of good inspiration. You mentioned Shawn Michaels, who's maybe the greatest special guest referee of all time. Lots of great outfits. I'm going to try to carve my own path. Not going to say that I'm going to try to one-up Shawn, but I'm going to carve my own path. So you got to tune in Saturday, SummerSlam. Check it out.
Seth Freakin Rollins. Cleveland is absolutely going to be rocking come Saturday for SummerSlam. Seth, best of luck and health. Please give our best to the man and the fam. And bear down.
Bear down, baby.